Hello everyone, welcome to my chemistry channel PL Das, short and sweet in chemistry. Now I am going to explain the chemical reactivity related to 10th class. Now acid, bases and salt. The chapter is acids, bases and salt. Now it is part 4. I have already explained so many experiments with observation and inference in different activity. Now it is part 4 when activity 1. What is the activity 1? Take sodium hydroxide. This is the experiment. Sodium hydroxide you will take in a test tube. And what is the sodium hydroxide solution? Actually, sodium hydroxide one type of white color platelet. Now, when you add this one in a test tube and add water, that is called sodium hydroxide solution. Also, sodium hydroxide solution is available in laboratory as a reagent. In reagent bottle, you can see sodium hydroxide is written, and that means it is sodium hydroxide solution. In other test tube, take sulfuric acid. Also, you can find in a lab in reagent bottle written dilute sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid like this. Now you will see here how to test the sulfuric acid is a acid, sodium hydroxide is a base. Test the solution with litmus paper and phenolphthalein. Litmus paper, what it will do? Acid always gives blue litmus paper to red. And alkali, that is sodium hydroxide, which is base, that always give that pink, that means red color to blue color. Now here sodium hydroxide, here you take litmus paper, and what happens? Sodium hydroxide changes to blue. And here sodium hydroxide as a base, no change in blue litmus paper. Phenolphthalein, it gives pink color, and methyl orange, no change. So sulfuric acid also you can find red litmus paper no change and blue litmus paper red color and phenolphthalein no change and methyl orange red color. That means you should remember sodium hydroxide is a base. What is that one? It is a base. That is why red litmus to blue. And sulfuric acid is a acid. Acid means here what happened? That blue litmus paper changes to red, and here with phenolphthalein, that is an indicator, and now that sodium hydroxide base which changes to pink color, and acid no change, but methyl orange, that red color in acid and no change. Here you can see sodium hydroxide is a base, here no change, or acid changes to red color. Inference, acid turns to blue litmus paper to red. That is what is the change in acid? Acid turns blue litmus paper. You take blue litmus paper and it changes to red. Similarly, base turns red litmus paper to blue. This is the very important point you can find that what are the changes in litmus paper. Are you clear? Acid turns blue litmus to red, base turns red litmus to blue. Then here, other inference you see here, base turns phenolphthalein to pink when you take base. Base means sodium hydroxide solution is a base. Phenolphthalein solution to pink, acid turns methyl orange to red. These things you should remember. Sodium hydroxide, that is a base. What is sodium hydroxide? Is a base because here it contains OH. But when it dissolves in water, it is known as alkali. Solution, if you say solution of NaOH, it is what is called, this base dissolved in water, it is alkali. It is alkali. What is base? Base when contains OH group. What is alkali? When base dissolved in water, that is called alkali. Sulfuric acid simply is acid. Then activity 2. In activity 2, what happens? See the experiment. You will take dilute sulfuric acid in a test tube. Also in reagent bottle in your laboratory, you can see it is written, the reagent bottle is written DIL H2SO4. That means dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid also acid. You should write acid here, acid. And here, what is written in a reagent bottle? It is like this: DIL dot H2SO4 in a on the upper part of the reagent bottle. You can find dilute H2SO4 and add 5 few pieces of zinc granules. Then what to do? In a test you take dilute sulfuric acid and after that few pieces of granule, that means solid zinc, metal zinc you will add. Then what happened here? Pass the gas through the soap solution. Now what is the gas observed? You pass the gas through the soap solution. Because what? The observation bubbles are formed. When you see bubbles are formed in the soap solution due to formation of hydrogen. You can do the test for pop sound of hydrogen on burning, but it is better that in soap solution you pass, then it forms bubbles. That is due to formation of hydrogen. You know hydrogen is gas. That is why written like this, H2G arrow mark. Then arrow mark towards above mean that is in above the air. That means above the in atmosphere goes up like this. Bubbles form, that is due to formation of hydrogen, and the bubbles also bonds with pop sound. I also just now told here hydrogen gas, that is burning itself. That means if you burn this one, it gives a pop sound. So what is the reaction? ZnS, ZnO4S, because here it is a gelatinous precipitate. So inference: zinc when react with dilute sulfuric acid, it gives hydrogen gas, and zinc does not react with constant. Remember, zinc always should write dilute sulfuric acid, otherwise it has wrong meaning and you will get 0 mark. So zinc does not react with concentrated sulfuric acid, only it will react, very important here, it will only react with dilute sulfuric acid. What it will give? Hydrogen gas it will give. Now a hydrogen bonds with a pop sound. Hydrogen, what will it also gives bubble inside the soap solution and also bonds with a pop sound. So it is very, very important, bonds, itself bond. And here zinc sulfate and that one hydrogen gas is produced, hydrogen gas giving pop sound on burning. Then here you will see next experiment, R 2 ml solution of hydroxide, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, how can you prepare solution? I told you take pellets of sodium hydroxide and add water in a test tube, but don't do this one, already available in laboratory. It is written on the reagent bottle, sodium hydroxide. What is written? As sodium hydroxide on the reagent bottle, and you take that one on a test tube, in a test tube, and warm the contents of the test tube. Then you will take sodium hydroxide solution, in a test tube, that means, and warm it. So first what you will take? You will take first here zinc granules, zinc metal, granulated zincs in a test tube. Then here you will add sodium hydroxide in that same test tube and warm the content. What are the contents? Contents means here sodium hydroxide and zinc. So what are the contents? Contents mean zinc and NaOH. Observation: hydrogen gas evolved, and here hydrogen gas evolved, and the product, main byproduct is sodium zincate. Hydrogen gas, that is a gas, so it will go up, and NaOH aqua, Zn solid, it gives sodium zincate, that is soluble in water, and hydrogen gas. Inference: what is the inference then? Sodium hydroxide is a base and soluble in water, and hydrogen gas bonds with pop sound. Now you see here the product is hydrogen gas. I told hydrogen gas always bonds with a pop sound, and sodium hydroxide is that, what is that? Is soluble in water, and that changes to alkali. It's called alkali. Are you clear? that means alkali is formed. And here the reaction, that is sodium zincate. What is the name? Sodium zincate is produced. And what is the experiment here? You take that is your zinc granules in a test tube, or sodium hydroxide solution. Sodium hydroxide solution is available in lab on the reagent bottle. Add to it, warm it, not so much heat, less heat. Then what happens? The reaction occurs, sodium zincate form with hydrogen gas evolve. The hydrogen gas, when shown to the burner, then what happens? The gas bonds with puff sound. So what is inference? Sodium hydroxide is a base and soluble in water, that is called alkali. And hydrogen gas bonds with a puff sound. I hope it is clear to you, and this activity all are from the CBSE syllabus, that is acids, bases and salt. And you can find here that sodium hydroxide is very much active, and sulfuric acid also very much active. Only you remember that here what happened, different type of experiment you can observe, but when you do in laboratory, very much careful you should maintain. You always do practical in laboratory with the help of, with coordination of chemistry teacher. Otherwise, some accident may take place, that is called unavoidable accident. You can't avoid this one without any help of the teacher. That is why please take help of the teacher. Hope you will subscribe my channel BL Das, short and sweet in chemistry. Thank you all. Thanks again to all.